What's going on, everybody? Listen, we got to get this thing. This was a special request, so we're going to pray that we don't get shut down off of this one. But hey, y'all know the words. Aw, shucks. So listen, today is day 4. Day 4. Can you believe it? 4 days of the celebration. I can't wait for today. Oh, then we still got tomorrow. I forgot. We still got tomorrow. 5 days of this. Man. Bed, just being a bad mama. Bam. There we go. So listen, day 4. Today is all about, we learned yesterday about the art of love. And sometimes love can hurt. Now, a lot of times love can hurt. So how do you get over that, right? What do you do? How do you put yourself in position? How do you cultivate your mind? You activate and cultivate and execute, as we heard from Tateisha the other day. How do we, do the things for our mind, body, and our soul? And how do we do this stuff when it comes to relationships to be this bad thing right here? And I can't wait to introduce you to my master trainer. He's going to teach us about dear Mr. X. Oh, you ready, girl? You ready? All right. I want to bring to the stage right now my master trainer, Tateisha Perry.
Yes. Hello.
All right, y'all got to rock out with us. Come on. Rock out with us. Boom. Yeah, girl, I see you. I know. So listen, everybody. This is like day 4. Can't wait. So listen, man, Tateisha, have you been joining us all week?
I have.
Yes.
We have some amazing instructors, master trainers. I'm just so excited about the group that I'm a part of.
Yes.
I'm telling you, you guys are going to get some amazing material from the MYE Institute. It's been amazing.
It's been awesome and amazing. And thank you for bringing it up. Like, they are definitely going to get some awesome material, definitely awesome pieces of just knowledge, right? Things that will help you grow, things that help you learn to become this better person, right? Things will help you grow into this better person, and things that will allow you to thrive as this better person as we do different things to transform ourselves. Like, this is Transformation Thursday, right? One of the things to transform means to become new, right? And so you have to become new with your mind, body, and your soul. All of those elements. And these are the things that this institute is built upon. These are all the things I'm built upon. These are the things it's all about magnifying your essence. If you didn't know what MYE stands for, it stands for magnify your essence. Because everything that I do has to be magnified. Everything. That's my essence. That's my core. That's who I am. Right? And that's what everything that I try to do has to have that element to it. And we're going to do it. We're going to do it anyway, even when things don't seem right. Because, girl, let me tell you, girl, and guys out there, and you too, to listen. If y'all knew the week I had, I'm going to have to do a whole special just on my week, because this has been interesting. But guess what? We're going to make this thing work anyway. So, hey, hello, MYE and Amber family. There you go, Tanisha. She was on, that's one of our master trainers. She was on Tuesday.
Yes.
For acing it to personal development, because listen, Monday. So here's the thing, you guys. If you missed any of the other days, I'm going to tell you how you can watch the replay, right? That's in one space. You ain't got to search for it. It's all in one place for you. And now, as soon as I find it, I'll tell you where it's at. So, but what you could do is go to bit.ly, bit/, here we go. So, and I just made it a ticker so you can see. I'm going to leave that on for a little while so that way you can see it. Matter of fact, I'll take it off for now so you could just straight up see it and write it down. So you could go to MYE Institute, which is bit.ly, bit.ly /MYE Institute. And if you go to on the first page, the second thing down, it literally just says this celebration. And when you go to the celebration, you register, and it's very easy to register. And then you will see every day. Day 1, 2, 3. Right now it's the replays. We didn't get to day 5. Day 4 is probably happening right now live on there. But day 5, you'll have the link automatically just there. You can always go back and watch them later. There's been some nuggets that's been dropped over the past few days. And if you think that's good, wait till you take their courses. Oh my gosh. Like, this is, I'm just so excited about this week. It's a week like no other week. It's a day like no other day. And I'm just so glad and blessed to have these amazing trainers who are willing to give their gift to all of you. So listen, that's what you got. And then you see it says use coupon code. So let me let you know. I don't know if you heard, but all this week and I'm extending it till Saturday. I'm gonna extend it till Saturday, even though we're done tomorrow. I know, but till Saturday, you guys, anything in the school, any of these courses that you just heard about this week, or anything else, like I have a boot camp. You ready to lose weight? But you're like, maybe not yet. But guess what? I start every 8th of the month. Every 8th of the month. So that means September 8th is the next boot camp. If you want in on it, get in on it now. You get a 40% off. You want to do, I have a mastermind course that's starting next week, next Wednesday. I'll talk about that a little bit. To just show up. Like, you have to learn to just show up. Even when you don't feel like, I told you, my week has been a little interesting. But guess what? I'm going to still just show up. Right? That mastermind course is a 6-week program with me. You get to work with me for 6 weeks. That's coming. That starts on the 25th. So listen, you get that for 40% off. I'm just letting you know that any of the courses, everything, the whole school is 40% off. You want to see the good life? You can see it for 40% off. Like 40%, just use code 40. And I'm just going to say that. So that's that plug for right now. I'll leave the ticker on for a little while. But in the meantime, so back to my master trainer, why we're here today to learn all about Tateisha. So if anyone's here watching, if you are watching on Facebook or you are watching on YouTube, if not, if you're just watching like a link and you want to comment, you have to go to MYE Institute on Facebook or Magnify Your Essence on Facebook, or you can go to the Magnify Your Essence YouTube channel. So that way you can connect with us. So won't you go ahead and do that now? That way you don't have to just watch a copy of it. You can actually be live and we can communicate and talk back to you, especially if you have any questions for Tateisha or for me. That's where you need to go. All right. So we got the housekeeping out the way.
Yes.
So I want to know where you're from. So if you can let me know, drop in a comment where you're from, we can give you a shout out. We can give everybody a shout out. So I know I'm here from Philly. Yes, Philly is where I'm from.
CT in the house.
CT, we got PA, we got CT. So listen, CT, if you don't know about CT, that's the Connecticut right there in the house. So listen, Tateisha.
Yes, ma'am.
Tell the people, tell the good, beautiful people out there, who are you? Like, tell them who you are.
All right. So again, thank you for tuning in. Day 4, dear Mr. X. I'm super excited to just see you guys come and learn about me. My name is Tateisha Perry. I own a company called the Triplet Connection LLC, where I'm a life coach and motivational speaker. I work in the human service field with individuals with disabilities. So I'm an advocate for the disabled community and children who have been bullied. But Dear Mr. X was something that was near and dear to my heart. I had to, of course, had to have the breakup. We all had one. And doing that breakup, it felt like the worst pain in the world. And as I was recovering, I started journaling and just writing things down. And as I was writing things down, I realized, you know what? If I go through this, I know somebody else is going through it too. So I just had to put this course together to help somebody else know that you can heal from someone that you have lost in the relationship. Yeah. And it's healthy to heal first before you move on to the next one.
Yeah, absolutely. So I'm glad you told them, like who you are, because I want them to be able to really just know who, like, okay, I'm going to trust this person to teach me this stuff. So I need to know who he is. So I'm glad because that was going to be one of the next questions, like what made you develop this course? So that is so amazing that, yes, we all have been through breakups. I know I have. And and some of them were just, painful, and some of them were very hurtful. And I know you're like, what do you mean painful and hurtful? Isn't that the same thing? for me it wasn't. So painful for me was just that, it just hurt. It just kind of, painful. Like it just kind of hurt my spirit. Did I say painful or hurtful? Painful. Painful because it just kind of, my heart was a little hurt, right?
Mhm.
But when I say the other word, now I mixed them all up. But the other ones because it was physical, and so that was really hurtful.
Mhm.
So when you're in, because mine were, some breakups with some domestic violence stuff. So yeah, that got to go. But then
Mhm.
you're still left with this pain, like both of your pain and hurt, because you're physically hurt, but then you also have this internal pain. It's like, wow, how do I overcome this stuff? How do I even
Mhm.
get over this stuff? So I'm glad that you brought that up. Said, you know what, that you're not new to this. I always say you're true to this. Like you've been through breakups, and this
Mhm.
helped you. Then it can help somebody else. So tell everybody about like you decided to do this course. Like what? Because I know there's some backstory behind it. Like it really, really resonated with you because I remember how you reached out and was like, I really want to. It's been plaguing on you for a while, right? It was plaguing on you
Mhm.
for a while. Let's talk about that.
So for me, it was just the fact that okay, it was a breakup, but okay, what do I do from here? So then I had to start doing the work to kind of dissect what my part was in the relationship. So, dear Mr. X is not about blaming your ex and bashing your ex. Let me get that clear. It's not about saying, well, let me tell you what she did or what he did, or they cheated on me or they did this. It's about you. The course is really about you and about you taking your time and looking at that relationship and dissecting and see, well, what part did I play in this? Because sometimes people want to play the victim, and at the end of the day we all have parts to a relationship. And so for me it was taking the parts that I can pull out of it, that I knew that I needed to work on and to change so I could be healthy and healed, so when I get into the next relationship they're not coming up again. So when people say, "Oh, I'm good," that person left me, I'm good, I'm fine, and you jump right into the next relationship, you're not good. You still have scars. You just pushed it down. And you might get in an argument with that person. There might be a place that you go with that person. It might be something that happens with that person. And all of something, it's like kind of PTSD stuff comes up. And so with Dear Mr. X, we work on that. We work on working on dealing with the stuff, facing what we claiming, fixing that, working on truly healing yourself. And then once you're healed, then you're able and whole to go into another relationship. See, people get it twisted when they say, I want to go into a relationship for someone to complete me. No, boo, you got to complete yourself.
Yes.
And when you complete yourself and when you're fully complete and healed, then you align with someone else because they're going to be completely full of hell, you'll be completely full of hell, and then you align together and you be in a relationship. The most healthiest relationships is people that have self-love, people that have healed their hearts, people that have worked on their self-development and their personal development, and that they know who they are. Sometimes people don't know. They look for people to define who they are. And when you're looking for people to define who you are, when that person leaves, you feel lost. It's like, where do I go from here? This person was my whole world, and you feel like there's nothing else there. And that's when you have to say, okay, let me step back. They're gone. I got to figure out how I can get me back. And once you get me back, that's when you become a bad mamma jamma. So
Mm.
that's what Dear Mr. X is about. It's about discovering who you are, working on the things that you need to work on to truly heal your heart. And then once you're truly healed, then saying, okay, I'm good to be able to get into a healthy relationship. Because like Carolyn said, there are unhealthy relationships. And unfortunately, domestic violence is a whole nother topic. And a lot of times that comes from people that have, again, PTSD or things going on with them, and they're playing out other things. But when you're in an unhealthy relationship, domestic violence wise, or just unhealthy emotionally, it scars you. You might not believe you're scarred, but you're scarred. And so that's when you have to do that work. And when you do that work and you be able to look at yourself in the mirror and say, I love me, I'm truly happy with me, I'm truly able to accept who I am, then can't no one tell you any different. So, dear Mr. X, it's about self discovery, it's about healing, it's about finding out what do you want next, and stop repeating patterns that you repeated in the past. I know yesterday they talked about repeating the same kind of relationships. You finding the same type of your guys, or you finding the same type of girls. You know, for example, I was in love with bad boys. I'm gonna claim it. I'm a bad boy type of woman. But at the end of the day, I constantly was getting hurt because I was getting into these relationships where I had to be able to, you know, that where I was the it was like role reverse, I'm sorry, but I was taking care of them because they were out there doing whatever they wanted to do, but they weren't emotionally, you know, connected. Because oh, I'm not, you know, I'm this, you know, I'm not able to emotionally connect with you, but I want you for sex, or I want you to say that I have someone. You have to realize there's just so many different types of people that they're just hurting. People are hurting out here. They're really hurting. And instead of for them to heal, they're going and jumping into relationships and they're hurting the next person, hurting the next person, and they're not taking accountability. So, dear Mr. X is about taking accountability for yourself. It's about self discovery. It's about saying, you know what, this didn't work out. That's fine. I'm okay with it. You know, I love them. But I have to let them go.
Mm, mm. Wow, wow, wow. Listen, Tateisha, I'm just going to
Yes,
tell you
ma'am.
that right now, I don't know if you could see as you were talking, there was some stuff going on in the chat. Roger jumped on. He's like, "Wow, that is so powerful." And then this
Thank
this
you,
one right,
Roger.
he was basically like, "Where did she come from? The world needs to hear this message." Like he listen, wait a minute. And I know he's like he trying to go to bed, but your message just got him captivated. Like this is so dope. Like,
Thank you, Roger.
and shout out to Roger. He's gonna be our next upcoming. We're gonna feature him next month. He's gonna be one of our upcoming next master trainer. Yeah, so you'll be hearing more from Roger Williams coming up soon. So just giving him a shout out. Thanks for joining, Roger. Listen, I mean, you were dropping some, John. Like I said, I know me and Lamar yesterday we talked about the art of love, and we were like, "Well, no, we can't talk about that because Tatisha gonna talk about it tomorrow." So, but we figured, this is a good segue because they do go hand in hand, right?
And
Because
they
the art of
do.
love, it's a relationships. It's about relationship with first and foremost with yourself. It's a
Yes.
relationship because you can't be in relationship with anyone else until you're in relationship with yourself. And that's just so key. That's so apparent. And it sometimes it takes years to learn it. I'm still learning, right? I'm still learning
We
because we have
are.
to unlearn a lot of things that we learned. We have to unlearn it, and the only way to unlearn it is to do something and invest in yourself to say, you know what, I'm going to
And
take the
that's doing
time
that
for
work.
me.
That's
Yeah,
doing that work. That's doing that work to find your
yeah,
self discovery, finding who you are. And
yeah.
when you find out who you are, you're not going to take the things that you used to take. You're not going to do the same things that you used to do.
Absolutely, absolutely, absolutely. So, I mean, like, for instance, so like right now, we have, I don't know about you, or what you've experienced, but I've been seeing time after time after time after time, person after person after person, people that I know and that were in like long term committed relationships. And now all of a sudden I'm seeing that they're separated. They're like no longer in relationship any longer. So what is it that you can tell for, like, because of this? I don't know, because of the pandemic and now it just revealed a lot of stuff. I don't know. So this is the time is great because more, some people are getting together, but I see a lot of people. I
Yeah.
mean, it's too many that I can count at this point.
Yeah.
And for me, who, I'm a proponent for relationship, and I love watching relationships. And see, I'm not in one, but I love seeing other people who are in thriving relationships. And I'm like, wow. And a lot of the people that I look to say, wow, they're all just dismantled. And I'm going, whoa,
Mm-hmm.
what's going on? And so it's that self-love. Like if you have two people together who don't love themselves
You're
at the
constantly,
core,
you're constantly looking for that other person for validation. And if that person don't love themselves, they can't validate you. And
right?
so it's kind of like a roller coaster. So I'm a MFT. I'm not licensed yet, but when I was in my when I was doing my internship, getting my hours, there was this theory about roller coaster. So you get on this roller coaster and you stay on the roller coaster. You stay on the roller coaster, and those are. This is how those relationships are. You kind of play that game. Okay, well I'm gonna get off the roller coaster, but oh no, let's get back on, and it's a cycle. It's a
Mhm.
cycle. And so, especially during COVID, I've seen a lot of people break up too. I feel honestly that it was because a lot of people had time to stay at home and really be able to see each other and really be able to experience that person for who they truly was. You know, they say God will reveal the true you. God was revealing a lot of true colors during
So
COVID.
really, so when really, it was really a blessing.
A lot of times, yeah. Honestly,
To be
honestly,
quite honest, it's really a blessing
honestly,
if you think about it.
yeah. But for me, Carolyn, one thing about me is like you said, you see a lot of people that's thriving, the relationships are great. Those are the people that again they take the time to do that personal development. They're together as a couple, but they also do things separately so they can be able to fulfill that self love that they need, and so they're able to be confident separate and confident together
Mm.
because it's so much insecurity going on. There's so many people that you won't even think be insecure, and they're insecure, and they look for their spouse for validation.
Mm.
And then when that spouse walk away from them, it's like, wait a minute, who
What,
am I?
what do I do now? Like, right?
Your identity get taken away because everything you had and everything you did was for that person. It was tied into that person. And once that person said, okay, I had enough, I'm gone, it's kind of like you have to really start over.
Yeah, yeah. That is so. You know what? And that ties into with domestic violence relationships because everything you just said. Yeah, I was like, oh my god, that was me because I was like, I don't even know who I am anymore. You know
Yeah.
what I mean? Like, and now that situation was done and gone, and I was left with, I don't know who I am, right? Because everything was tied in there. I got lost. I got lost where I first and foremost, the little bit that I did know about myself, I allow someone else to take that and diminish that and just trash it, right? And throw it away and whatever. So now I'm left with just this real shell. And I'm just going through the motions and I'm like, I don't know what to do next. I don't know. Like even when it wasn't good, it was still like I still like that was part of what I did. That was my norm. But was that norm healthy? No. See, we get into these things and these situations and listen,
But let me tell you, not to cut you off, it
no,
wasn't
go ahead.
healthy, but you got to the point where in your mind it was. And so everybody on the outside could see, this is a mess or whatever else, but to you it was the best thing ever
Yeah.
because you trained yourself to believe that.
Yep. Yep. That's what it was. That's what it was. And that's what it is for a lot of people when they go through these breakups, when they go
Yeah.
through separation. There is that period of mourning, and then there's that period of, okay, I got it, I got it. So but what can you tell those people who get through that? Because I see this too. Because now it's like, okay, I'm loving myself, I'm loving myself, I'm loving myself. And you can get through that, but then what do you do? What do you tell them when they come back to those dark days? When they come back to those days when it's like, man, like why? You know what I mean? Like I'm pretty sure you went through that too. Like we all go through that when we go through these breakups. We have these, yeah, okay, I'm good, like you said. And then something happens and we get a trigger, and now we're
Mm-hmm.
right back to where we were, even though we put the work in, or we thought we put the work
Mm-hmm.
in. See, when we thought we put the work in, we put work in on superficial stuff. We changed
Mm-hmm.
our hair. We changed the way we dress. We changed our attitude. External external stuff.
And that's what I
And
was
we
going to
think
talk
that because
about
we did
next.
that, we're good.
And that's what I was going to talk about next is the fact that people will think, okay, let me reinvent myself. I'm gonna cut my hair. I'm gonna dye my hair. I'm gonna go out and buy all this clothes, but they're not doing the emotional work. You're not doing the inside work. And so when you're not doing the inside work, you're not changing nothing. And so you go ahead, you think you're good, you jump into the next relationship with Joe Smo or Elizabeth or whoever, and guess what? Things start happening again. You're back on that roller coaster. You
Mm.
have to deal with the pain. Some people can't feel it. They don't want to feel the pain. You have to feel the pain. Once you feel the pain, because you know what when you feel the pain, that's where your power is. That's where your power is when you get through that pain. Because guess what? You're gonna come out a stronger person. You're gonna come out somebody that can be a trailblazer and say, I did that. I got through that. And then guess what? The next person that comes step to you, they better step correct. They better step correct because you're going to be so confident and have dealt with everything you need to deal with that you're not going to take just anything from anybody. And it's not trying to say like, don't get me wrong, because there's some women that are some men too that's high maintenance. That's a whole different story. Oh, they gotta have a job, they gotta have this, they gotta have that. No, I'm talking about they need to come correct emotionally. They need to be emotionally connected, and they need to be 100% 100% healed from their past relationships too. You don't want to take on nobody else's baggage when you just got rid of yours. That's like you doing your laundry and then you come back home and you got two or three more bags of laundry. People don't take on nobody else's baggage. Y'all kings and queens out here. Once you get healed, then guess what? You queen, you go find that king that's healed. And vice versa. When you a king, you go find that queen that's healed. And you're no, because the red signs would pop up left and right if they're not healed. The arguments would be over petty stuff. Or they'll blame you for stuff and you like, wait a minute, what are you talking about? Guess what? Because that's something that happened in their old relationship and they bringing it over.
Mm. Mm. Mm.
So dear Mr. X is about healing you from the inside out.
Boom. Healing from the inside out. Pain is your power. The pain
Yes,
is your power.
you find your power in your pain.
Find your
A
power in your
lot of people don't want to face it, but you got to.
Yeah,
And
and
when you
that's so true, and that's what I've always said. Because even with with the stuff that I do, and I said you have to feel the pain. You don't
yeah,
want to, but you have to. That's
yeah,
the only way you're going to get to the other side. And this pain you feel is going to be nothing in comparison to the long term pain that you will feel if you don't. Right?
exactly.
Because then you will,
Exactly.
like you said, instead of being on that roller coaster, you want a merry-go-round, and
Exactly.
you just get on and off a different horse or bench.
Exactly.
It stops. You say, okay, I want the red one now. Okay, oh, I want the one that's stationary. Oh, I want the one to go up and down. Oh, I want the one in the middle. Oh, I'm getting dizzy. I'm gonna sit on the bench. You just on a merry-go-round.
And then you say to yourself, why do I attract the same type of people? Why do you think you attract the same type of people?
Or everyone's still the same. Oh, just like it, just like everybody else.
Yep,
No,
everybody the same. All the
everybody
men
the
are the
same.
same.
But then we don't. But then the common factor is you.
Yes, it
The
starts with
common
you.
factor is you. If everything is going wrong and everything is off, it's not every woman, it's not every man,
It's
it's
you.
you.
And then yes,
It's
a
you.
100% so.
Yeah, it's you. It's you. So listen, between figuring out, like you said, that self-love piece, and then the art of love, to prepare you for a relationship. So it's like your two courses are like amazing. I might have to figure out how to bundle it somehow, because like
See the bundle there.
I know, right? Because like your portion is really like that self work. Lamar's is as well, but it's really like your portion is like once you've already like you're in right in the trenches and really need to, right, the breakup just happened, and it's like I don't know what else to do. Like, I'm building myself up. I got to
Mhm.
rebuild myself up, and now you're kind of like you're getting there. Then I would suggest the next thing would be that next course was like, okay, so now I'm healed from it, so well, let me just love on me so I can love on somebody else. So like, I'm loving this flow. I'm loving all of this. I'm loving.
And I do
Yes.
got one more thing to say.
Oh no, continue, please. I wasn't wrapping up, but continue.
Okay, okay. Please, please, no rebounds. No rebounds. When you're trying to heal yourself, don't go out there and trying to find somebody else or going on internet dating sites and everything else because you're so afraid to be alone. When you're able to be confident with being alone, you can be confident with somebody else. Take that time to heal.
Mm,
Once you're healed, then you will find that king or queen that's meant to be for you.
say that again, girl. Say that again.
Take the time to heal. Take the time to heal. Don't jump from relationship to relationship because you're afraid of being alone. No rebounds. Take the time to heal. And that's what I teach that in my course. No rebounds. Take the time to heal. Take the time to love yourself. Take the time to do the work that you need to do. So when you're ready, when you get into the next relationship, that you will find that king or queen that you need.
Wow, that is so powerful. Like, you're right. You're right. You do have this, and we do that. We go from one to the, or you see it a lot, right?
Yeah,
Go
you
from one to
do.
the other to the other to the other. Now, what can you say to the one who just doesn't do anything? And you know what? Just forget it. Just forget it. I'm not even going to date anymore. Forget all men. Forget all women. Like, so now they're closed off. They're not even open to anything. So what do you say to them?
So they're not healing either. What they're doing is they're closing their heart off. They're like, I'm not letting nobody else in. This person hurt me. I can't get past this. So they're not doing anything to even heal. They're just like, I'm here. They're stuck. Take the time to heal. There is someone out there that will treat you like the king and queen that you are. You just gotta take the time. You gotta heal. And then, like I said, once you are confident in yourself and you're healed, you're gonna see red signs like left and right. They're gonna say something. You'll be like, "Oh, nope, sorry, gotta go. Check, please." You, you believe me, you ain't gonna fall for no okey doke. So you be, so when you take that time to heal, when you take that time to truly just do the work and get through the pain and find your power, you'll find somebody who's meant to be for you. You know, I mean, I'm not saying that everybody's great. No, there's some people. We're all hurting in some way because people haven't took the time to heal. But there's people that have. There's people that's confident and they're looking for love. They're looking for somebody to love them. So don't shut yourself off. Don't be afraid that it's gonna happen again. Just take that time, heal you. Take the time to spend that time with yourself, and truly just be able to connect with you. And then once you're connected with you, the universe will bring whoever you need.
Wow. So what do you say? So now that's the something to somebody who's like, all right, I'm just shutting off. I ain't doing that. So you already talked to the person who's shutting everybody out. You talked to the person who want to just go out there and replace, just fill Bill, fill the space, fill the hole with someone else, right? It's
Yes.
temporary, thinking in that, because that's actually just the same thing as changing your hair, changing your wardrobe.
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna change the person. Okay,
Yep.
that's gonna distract me because, like you said, I
Mm-hmm.
don't want to be alone, but it's not getting to the root of the issue or the problem, right? Because now all you're doing is adding to it. And now the more you add to it, the further you are away from your core to actually, you got to break past all of that stuff. So the
Yeah.
longer you've let that stuff sit up, oh, you got to break through a whole lot. And that means it's going to hurt even more. But you got
Mm-hmm.
to press through it. You got to press through it. You got to press through it. So and I know you talked about earlier about, you know, when we talked about the whole pandemic and now people had a chance to really see, Like, and it really did. People, for the pandemic, it had allowed a lot of people to see themselves.
Mm-hmm.
And I think that's why a lot of people were flipping out, and that's why everyone's back out, because no one wants to see themselves. No one wants to be.
Look at me. No, Carolyn, I can't look at me.
Can't look at me. No, can I just go back? I want everything to be back to normal. No.
Okay.
What's normal? You mean dysfunction, denial,
Yeah.
pretend?
Exactly.
Like, that's normal?
Exactly.
Were you happy? Were you really truly happy? Oh, okay. Because you got a nice car that makes you happy. Okay. All right. Because you got somebody on your arm that makes you happy. Those are all fronts, right? But are you
Of
really happy?
course.
All right. So
Of
now,
course.
right. So of course, those are all the external things, and we heard about it every day. Every day we heard, and you talked about it too. You got to heal from the inside. We talked about every day. We talked about literally people will invest in themselves, everything externally on the outside, and won't do anything on the inside.
Mm-mm.
Won't do
Can't look at
anything.
me. You want me to
Yeah.
look at me?
Want me to look at me? Mm-mm.
I can't
I
do
don't like what I see. Well, if you don't like what you see, how somebody else gonna like what you see?
exactly.
If you don't like what you see, how do you
Yeah.
expect someone else to like what they see?
Exactly.
Well, what's wrong with me? Well, what's right with you? How about that?
Exactly.
If you can't look at yourself, then why do you expect everyone to see you differently? If you don't even see yourself that way.
It starts with you. Everything starts with you.
Everything starts with you. And so what about, for like we talked about with this pandemic and with breakups, like my breakups have been, I think my longest was like 11 years. That was very, heartbreaking. The next one was like, all the other ones were like two, no longer than 2 years. But, let's talk to people who, have been in, I mean, when I say double digits, like double digits times 2 and 3. And now it's like, okay, now, like you said, the whole world is revolved around the situation. Now that
Mhm.
situation is gone. What do you say to them? When
So
they've been together or married for 15, 20, 25, 30, 35 years. Like, I'm
yeah,
seeing, I'm seeing it.
yeah,
So, dear Mr. X, like,
and that's the hard part because once you break up after all those years, and you again, it's kind of like detaching from something, like a mother detached from their baby. Like, this person has been with me all these years, and now they're not here. So for me, what I would say to someone that's been in a relationship for years is that the signs was already always there, but you guys were just so involved in the mesh with each other that you didn't see it, or you didn't want to see it. So yes, I'm not gonna say it hurts any less or any more. It hurts because now, like Karen said, it's like this person kind of was your whole identity. For people that's been together 20, 30, 40 years, there's some people that have been together since they were in high school, maybe middle school. And now we're broken up. What do? I don't have this person with me. You got to go through the same process. And then I tell people sometimes it's nothing wrong with going to therapy. Therapy has such a bad rep. Oh, I don't go to therapy. And a crazy person goes to therapy. Sometimes you need to go to therapy because you need to kind of put the pieces back together. You have somebody that you was with for 30 years, and now that person's not with you anymore. That's devastating. That's something that you really need to work through, and you need to process, and you need to learn how to get back on your feet. And the sad part about it is sometimes it's one spouse might have worked and the other spouse depended on that spouse. So now your income is gone, plus the person's gone. So you're starting from scratch. You have nothing. So it's taking yourself, wiping yourself off, picking up the pieces. And I advise you to find a great therapist that can help you get through that, to help you get through that pain, get through that healing, to get you to where you need to be at. Because stuff, it's hard. It really is hard. It's one thing when you, like Karen said, you're with someone for 2 years, 3 years. Yes, you were attached. I'm not saying the pain is any less, But when you're with someone for 30, 40, 50 years, and it's like this person's gone, it's something that you have to reinvent your whole life all over again. Because everything you did was around this person. So I advise anybody that's been in that situation to please find yourself a good therapist to help you process that, to help you get back on your feet, and to help you find and connect to who you are again.
Wow. Yeah, thank you. Yeah, so cause that's hard. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
That's
yeah.
hard.
Like I said, it's like you detaching from something that you've been with most of your life.
Right. Right. And
Someone you've been with most of your life.
yeah,
That's a hard pill to swallow.
that is a hard pill to swallow. Now, also, like I said, for those who, like a lot of times breakups happen because of usually it's finances are usually one of the causes, right? Like what can you talk about? What are some of the major causes for any kind of breakup? Like what some of
Okay.
the causes are for breakups?
So some of the causes of breakup that I have seen, finances is one. Let's say one of the spouses lost their job, or find out something like there's a secret bank account, or there's mistrust with finances. That's a huge one. Infidelity is a huge one. You with somebody and you find out they're cheating on you. You find out the person that you spent your whole life with, or changed your whole life for, is out there having a life with somebody else. So that's a huge one too. Infidelity is huge. A lot of times people just not knowing, they've been together since they were younger. I've seen a lot of cases where they've been together since they were, let's say they were high school, and they just realize that they have grown apart. Cases where they're just grown apart, and it's like, okay, this is not working for us anymore. And there's cases that people have been together for the kids, and now the kids are gone, the empty nest syndrome. The kids are gone, and we don't know who each other is anymore. So, that can you go your separate ways. So
Wow.
those are some situations that I have seen.
I never
Um,
heard of the empty nester one. That one's deep. That
so
one's deep.
empty nest, is when, let's say, you raise your kids and all the kids are out of the home, and guess what? Now you got to deal with your spouse. So the kids a lot of times was a distraction from dealing with your spouse. So you're running this way, you're running that way. You might be going to football classes, basketball practice, cheerleading, and next thing you know, they graduate high school. They're outside the home, and now I have to deal with you, and I'm looking at you like, who is this person?
And then you add the pandemic on top of that, and you're like, whoa.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. They call that the empty nest syndrome.
Wow, never heard of the empty nest syndrome. That one, yeah, because I knew about the finances and infidelity, but I didn't know about that. See, you guys, this is why I say this is my master trainers, right? Because I don't know everything. See, this is why she's a master trainer, right? So listen, so dear Mr. X, I mean, you gave us the backstory to why you came up with this program, with this course to really just help people heal. You gave from your own experience, who you are as a person, and I just, as being one of my, I could just say, as being one of my ambassadors, you've been such a pleasure to work with over the years, and just even how we got to connect. You just randomly found me, like,
So
and
I
you,
have to tell you guys a story how I found Carolyn.
yeah, you got to tell that story. Yeah,
When
yeah,
I first
please do. Please do. I'm gonna give you the stage for that. Like, tell everybody how we got together. It's a story, y'all. I might even stay on for this. Go ahead.
So when I first was doing life coaching and motivational speaking, I was trying to get out there. I had just started my company and trying to get out there, trying to get connected with people. And I was on Eventbrite, and so I see this conference, this Expo, Magnify Your Excellence, and it's in Philadelphia. I'm like, I ain't never been to Philadelphia before, but I kept going back to it, and then something told me, okay, you know what? You need to just sign. You just need to, reach out to this, this event planner and see if she's looking for speakers. And so I reached out to her. I'm like, are you looking for speakers? She responded right away, like, yeah, what would you like to talk about? These are the subjects. I pick a subject and I go. And I'm like, I'm not sure what I'm gonna expect when I get there. I'm just like, okay, have my cousin come with me. I'm like, let's go just in case. So we go, and it was a phenomenal time. And I had to, after the conference, find her. And I just walked up to her and I was like, you don't realize what it took for me to get here, number one, and how, sorry guys, and how impactful, this conference was for me. So it was really truly, a amazing thing. But here's the kicker.
That's
So
the part. That's the
she
part.
reached out to me. I'm like, we need to do something together. We need to connect in some way. This lady don't reach out to me for like a whole year. And she's like, I didn't know how to take you. I didn't know how to take and we just been connecting ever since. And I'm just amazed to have this visionary as one of my mentors. And she's doing amazing things with magnify your exit brand. And
My
i'm
cheeks
just i'm
hurting,
just
girl. You got my cheeks hurting.
I'm just excited. I'm excited to be a part of this school. Tanisha is another amazing woman that I met at the conference as well. And I'm just so excited to be able to work with you. And so I thank you for giving me this opportunity to talk about my course and just let your people know what it's about.
What it's about. Absolutely. Well, thank you. That's why I said y'all had to have this backstory. This backstory was hilarious. Because all I know is that she was like, listen, I read your bio. She's like, I don't know, but she's like, by heck of high water. She didn't say heck, yo. She's like, by heck of high water, I got to get there. I don't care. I got to be there. I don't care. And she was like, listen, we got to work together. This, da, 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 da. You did this and this and that. And I'm going, whoa. Ooh, okay. Thank you. And I'm like, but that's because I was still working on me, right? I was
Mhm.
still working on me because it comes with trust and trust in individuals. I'm like, so okay, wait a minute. There was no spidey senses going on because, like you said, you start recognizing there was no spidey senses. It was just still, I was still working on. I was just so in my zone. I'm like, okay, okay. I'm like, what? Because I told you it was another person who did the same thing. She traveled because when I was in New Orleans. When I was in New Orleans, this woman found same thing, found my event on Eventbrite, and I popped up in New Orleans, had a book signing in New Orleans, and she did the same thing. She was like, "Listen, I drove over an hour." She's like, "I got to get. I read your bio. I was like, I got to be there, and whatever you want, whatever you need." I was like, "What's happening?" Like people are traveling, like because they all they did was read my. I don't know me from a can of paint. So I'm gonna tell you to be quiet. That was a little scary, right?
Mhm.
But when you work on yourself because of all the past hurt, the past pain, all the breakups, dear Mr. X, I done had my dear Mr. X with my 4-page Aaliyah letter. I'ma tell you and da, 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 and when you
Mhm.
did this and why'd you do this to me and why and all that did was just add more pain to it. So when you start here, so I'm glad you said, the part about the journaling and really just working on you on the inside out.
Yeah.
Excuse me, like that is so key. So as Marlene said,
And
that's a
you
word.
will write a
That's a
letter in
word
the
right there.
course,
She's
guys.
like, that's a word right there. That's a word right there. Like
Yes.
just being able to tap into your own self,
Yeah.
and it's self-love, self-discovery, trusting yourself, trusting the process. I just love all of those things and all the things that this stands for. And it's so I'm so honored to have you as a master trainer, and I can't wait
Yes.
for
I'm
people to
honored to be
really.
one.
And that's why I was like, you know what? I said this school has been around for a year, and I got some amazing instructors as you've been meeting all this week. And if you guys didn't hear the story of how this thing came about, and I talk about it every night because I need to tell y'all about it. Like it was something that I was just like with you with your this course, it was in your
Mhm.
spirit.
Yeah.
And he was like, I gotta. And I was like, I don't know. He's like, I gotta just move forward. So if there's something that was in your spirit, you wanted to try something, you want to do something, you want to work on something prior to this pandemic starting? It's prior to March 11th, 2020. And if it's now 8/19/2021, and you still haven't executed what you thought about prior to, then it's time to now get it done. It's time to now do the work for yourself to get into that space where you feel confident enough. And see, once you do, here's the thing. We just think that this is about getting over an ex. It's bigger than that. It's
It's
bigger
just
than that.
that.
It's bigger
It's
than
not
that.
just that. It's
It's
not
bigger
just
than
that.
that. It's bigger than that. It's mind,
Mhm.
body, and spirit. And I can tell you with all of this. See, she got the hotline. She got the hotline bling, y'all. So I can tell you all, like seriously, like even with the healing and things that I had to do, like, you guys know about, if not, my book, Magnified Thoughts. Magnified, let me just, because she's fixing something right now. So with this, my magnified thoughts, this was literally all about me healing from my past trauma and abuse, and me really allowing the stuff to hurt. And that's where, the good life, the same thing. It's like really allowing things to hurt in order to get to this. And because once you heal, once you work on yourself, once you stop blaming the other person and you really start taking a look at you and you really start identifying who you are, then you really start working on and getting the alignment, because we heard that word the other day, the alignment of all of those elements of mind, body, and spirit, mind, body, and soul, rather. Then, oh my gosh, then the sky will become your limit. The world will become your oyster. I am a living testimony of that, a living testimony of that, testament of that. Of a young girl who's been molested by her biological father is now a multi-award winning filmmaker, is now a international best-selling author of multiple books, including a book with the number one motivational speaker in the world, Les Brown, who's graced the stages with so many greats. And I have now will be gracing the stage, and I have virtually with such greats as well. Being on national television, being on all because I chose to work on me and heal. Now I don't know if that's going to be your path and that's going to be your direction. But the point that I'm getting at is that none of those things would have even come my way or attached my way if I didn't work on myself and heal. Take the time to heal. Take the time to let that stuff hurt. Let's think about this here. And I always see, and I use this as an analogy, where people who have maybe a bad knee, and they like, man, I can't wait. And they say, I can't take this anymore. Doc, what I could do? Well, we can do a knee replacement. Okay, so what I got to do? All right, well, we're going to set you up for surgery. We need you to do this, not do this. And then, okay, whatever it takes, whatever you say, doc, whatever you say. Okay, and then so what do I expect? Well, it's going to hurt. You're going to be dependent on someone for a while. You won't be able to, to walk for a while. You're going to have to let it, it's a healing process. It's going to take some time and da 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 da. And then you say, okay, all right, so then when I'm done, what's going to happen? Oh, then your knee will be good like new, like you're a teenager. Okay, well, sign me up. I'm ready for that. So you will sign yourself up to intentionally hurt yourself, intentionally have a surgery that's going to immobilize you for X amount of time, that's going to allow you to be dependent on someone else for X amount of time, allow you to take things that's going to help you to get to this point of when everything heals, and it's going to hurt during the process, because at the end you're going to be able to move again like you were a teenager. You're going to be able to dance and skate and run and do all the things you were able to do before. So you're like, I'll do it. So if you can do that for something external, why can't you do that for you internally? Why can't you do that to heal? It's the same process. It's the same thing. It's intentionally signing up for that. Right? I see, Tasi, I'm about to bring you back on because you like, yes, it's the same thing. It's the same thing.
Yes. I apologize, guys.
No problem. Things happen, but it's the same thing. So yeah, that part, all of that. Let's say that part, all that part. So
Mm-hmm.
listen, you guys, like, thank you so much, Tateisha, for just gracing us with your presence tonight. We've been waiting for this, dear
Yes.
Mr. X.
And so if you want to work
Mr.
with me,
X.
guys, the triplet connection at gmail.com. You can
Yes, that's
email
how you.
me if you want to work one to one. I do one-to-one coaching. If not, I will see you. Sign up for Dear Mr. X if you want to become a bad mama jamma.
A bad mama jamma. I love it. I love it. I love it. So before you go, we got to do this. You have to tell everybody two, not one, but two. Fun facts about you.
Okay, so one fun fact, the triplet connection is actually because I have 18-year-old triplets. So that's one fun fact.
Okay.
Another fun fact, I actually do love to ride roller coasters. I'm a roller coaster fanatic.
What's your favorite? What's your favorite roller coaster?
The Spider-Man at Six Flags.
Okay. Listen. Which one? New England or Six Flags Great Adventure?
I only been to New England. I haven't been to Great Adventures. I need to get there. I need
got
to
get to Great Adventure. Yeah, so the one in New England. Okay, Spider-Man. Because I was like, where's that one at? I've been to the New England ones. Pretty cool. So yes, because now we got to add to this. So we got a gamer, we got a people watcher, we got a flow person. You know, Lamar said he can flow, he can spit around. I had him rap last night. If you saw catch the replay, he was flowing. He was like, I got flow off of this. I'm like, you the one saying, and he flowed, man.
Yeah, he did.
Bam. So listen. How you say, listen, Linda, listen, Linda. Listen, thank you. You love roller coasters. That's a real fun fact. I know I gave a fun fact that I was secretly a biker babe. I actually had a motorcycle permit, and I wanted a green lime green Kawasaki Ninja. That's the bike that I wanted. Well, not the one where you sit back like this, but the one where you like this. Yeah, that's the one I wanted. So yeah, that's a little known fun fact for me. And then what was one of the other ones? I was going to drop another fun fact throughout the week. So another fun fact. Tag. It's like I can't think of what the other, because I know there's something else fun about me. Like, what is it? I don't know. I have to think about it. I got big hair, don't care. I don't know. It's like, yeah.
She loves the beach.
I love the beach. Yes, a fun fact about me.
Oh, there.
Man, you give me a beach, give me some water and some rocks. I don't know what it is about them dang rocks. Every beach I'm at, I see rocks. Every single beach. And I'm like, see, look, I'm just thinking about that right now. But listen, I just want to thank everybody who joined us, who stayed on. And, like you said, this message is so important. And like you said, you can too be a what after you get through this Dear Mr. X, because it's about, all right, you do you, I'm going to do me. And I'm going to continue to be a what? I'm going to continue to be a...
I'll take it back. Go to the side.
I'm not going to sing the words because they might flag me.
Yeah, we didn't get shut down.
Your auntie watching you, okay? Hey, Miss Gloria, she just killed it. Listen, it's all about your self-love.
Yes.
All about you just enjoying who you are as a person.
Yes.
Your ex does not define you.
No.
You do. So
no, your ex don't
define you. Because look, you can rock big hair with this thing in the head. You can when you realize you're a bad mama. I'm just trying to tell you.
And remember, you guys are all kings and queens. Wear that crown well.
So remember, everybody, go to bit.ly /MYE Institute right there. You want to take her course? It's 40% off. Yes.
I might give a dance for you.
Go up under the instructors and you see all the instructors. That's the easiest way to find a course. Or you can just go to where all the popular courses, and it's the relationships. And you can find Dear Mr. X.
Yeah.
So once again, Tateisha, I was gonna say I'm about to put you backstage, but just stay tuned. Throughout the
Yes.
day. So thank you
Thank
so
you
much.
guys. Thank you so much for tuning in.
All right, you guys. So thank you so much. It's been another night. It's been an exciting night. I can't wait for you for tomorrow. Seem like I saved, like they say the best for last. Everybody was amazing. We had a great kickoff on day one. Woo, with Doc Ock. Then we're on for talk about nutrition for that's everything with the body, all the stuff with weight loss. Oh, you got to check her out. Her course, Nutrition Basics. Then we had acing as a personal development. We heard Tateisha talk about that. Tanisha Langley teaches the acing as a personal development. When you're in your darkest days, it's all about developing yourself. She's going to help you with that by acing it, by helping you ace it. Then we heard from Lamar yesterday about the art of love. Like, it's the art of love. When you want to be in a relationship, you got to understand the art of love, and it's the love of self first. Then tonight we heard from Tateisha Perry, who's saying, hey, dear Mr. X, it's not about you, but it's about me. I know it's no longer a we, but here I am, and I see me as I am. And I'm going to work on me unapologetically, dear Mr. X. So listen, tomorrow we're going to hear from Steve, the legacy. He's the kid, not the goat, about act and grow belief. So all about mindset, all about releasing those limiting beliefs that you can be anything and do anything you can. So I hope that you've been blessed by the things you heard today. Go to the bit.ly master that I'm talking too long. Go to that, go right there. Go there. And then you can register. You get entered into a raffle. I am giving away some amazing things, but only if you register. Even though you might be watching on YouTube, you might be watching on Facebook, but only the ones that register get entered into a raffle. One of the things I'm giving away is actually to be my guest in Atlanta with B. Les Brown. So I want to see you guys. I want to see you guys in the Institute. Take a look. Take a look. See what speaks to you. Take this course, take one of the other courses. And I thank you guys. I see you all tomorrow. I tell you one thing, it's all about learning, growing, and thriving. And the things that I tell you all the time before I exit all the time is continue to be empowered, be inspired. But most importantly, I just want you to be magnified. Take care, everybody. See ya.